What up, y'all? It's your man ES the Hermit Star back again with another video, and I am here to do the I'm not even gonna cut that out. Yes, I am. Libra full moon love reading for the sign of Taurus. So if you have Taurus in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. You heard that right. The Libra full moon is actually happening tonight, so I'm giving y'all, a few hours head start, none the least, for you to just prepare for this energy. And even if you do watch this tonight, and you find yourself in a, very, loving feeling, or, you start reminiscing on your relationships and your love life in general. Oh, these cards, a bunch of these just fell. Let's see what that's about. This energy is the time for it. We have 6 cards here. Then we get into the oracle card at the end, per usual. If you would like a personal read, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Just know that there are scammers in this community, so if there are people pretending to be me, offering you reads, offering you anything else, it is not me. I only give out reads, but you have to shoot me an email when you want one. All right? So, seems like as far as your relationship goes, your love life goes, Taurus. There's a lot here to unpack, so let's get started. We start with the 2 of Wands here. And by the way, in the future when I do these readings, I'm going to get like a specific love deck. That's what I really want. I might even pick that up, probably sometime, next week or so. Anyways, 2 of Wands in reverse. This is someone who can be very short-sighted when it comes to their future, or just the unknown. And I'm seeing a lot of fearing of the unknown here within your reading here, from what I see with the cards. We'll get into the other card that symbolize that, but this is the first one, the 2 of Wands in reverse. You're being overly cautious about, since I don't know X, Y, and Z, there's some things you don't know about, maybe your partner, or maybe, how situations might go, within your love life, right? You are giving me very much heavy, like, shadow Virgo energy, where we can be very too cautious, too overly cautious, and too worried about the next thing, the next move, instead of trusting that things will work out in place, and things will work out for our highest good, and just trusting in general, right? That's what I get. You might have, Virgo somewhere, like very Virgo heavy placements, you know what I'm saying? This could be my reading. But also, again, this is just the start of that, and that type of energy is not what you want to go into your love life in, honestly. And not just your love life as far as romantic partnership, but love of self and just other aspects of your life in general. But we're here talking about again, April 12th being the Libra full moon, April 12th being love and all that, right? Libra, Pisces also is in Venus. This in the planet of Venus, and Pisces is also about love, like very strong, free love and all that stuff. That's also happening today. All right. Your next card is the 9 of Swords. This is hopelessness, suffering, isolation, all that stuff, right? Yeah, I really think that you really need to tap into the Fool type energy, right? Where you are going to just let go and allow yourself to be loved, allow yourself to love, allow yourself to be swept away as in essence by what you don't know. You know, instead of having, I feel as though I'm talking to a Taurus who does a lot of planning, right? You very much heavy like Virgo energy here too, but Tauruses can be very much in that vein too. But you do a lot of planning of things. You want things to go exactly how you want it to go, right? But you know, take it from me, life is not going to go the way you want it to go. It's not always. When I say it's not, I'm not saying it never does. But if you think it's always supposed to go the way you want it to go, even within your love life, it's not the case. Surrendering to the unknown and allowing yourself to just be able to adapt and go with the flow. I'm not saying simply just accept your reality for what it is and not take any proactive steps in making things the way you want them to be. But as far as, again, just trying to control everything, I think you find yourself in this situation here. And you got a couple more cards, so we'll keep going. But you find yourself in this situation here because you're too much in your mind of, I want things to go X, Y, and Z, right? It seems very much less action oriented and more so. And when I say less action oriented, it's not that you just fantasize all day, but it does seem as though you have much of a fantasy of what you want for your love life. And, well, you haven't really been getting that. And it's not because you're being punished by the universe. God isn't punishing you. None of that. It's merely just to show you that the lesson that you need to have here in regards to your love life. And again, transmute that to other parts of your life as well. Now, things aren't always going to go your way. But if you find yourself needing to go with the flow of things, you might find yourself in a situation to where you either end up getting something that you've never thought you've ever gotten before, but you enjoy it, you like it, you love it. You might end up finding yourself on the exact path that you've always wanted to get on, but you've been trying to force yourself to do so, like for so long. I'm gonna use this analogy. It's like if you're behind the wheel of a car or whatever, a vehicle, right? And you're driving somewhere, and you're like, you're getting yourself lost. You're not, being behind the wheel. Sorry, you being behind the wheel isn't necessarily doing you the best. But maybe if you let someone else be the driver, or if you put your car, if you fancy like that, you put your vehicle on autopilot and the AI is doing the driving for you, and it takes you to where you need to go, or it takes you somewhere, it or someone else behind the wheel takes you somewhere where you're like, I never thought I actually enjoy this scenery. This is quite nice over here. Like, I really didn't think, I would get there. And it's that type of energy. Like, you just really much need to be able to sit back, let go, and allow, like I was saying, allow yourself to be loved. Allow your relationship, honestly, this loving relationship. And even if you're single, these readings are for people in relationships and people without, not in a romantic relationship as well. Because, again, you can take the attitude that you are being told by myself and any other tarot reader that you trust. You take the lessons, whatever applies to you, of course, you feel strongly about applying to your life. And you just, again, apply that, right? So there is that. Your next card is the Moon in reverse. This is why I was saying, just like with the Two of Wands in reverse, that there's a frustration and a fear of unknown here. When the Moon is upright, this is pretty much accepting the unknown, accepting things for what they are. you know, not knowing what is next, but showed up like this. And there's a frustration here. I understand. There's you again. It seems as though you're very much in your mind. You're very much in your mind of, I want things to go this way, and they're not going this way. I've wanted things for the longest to go a certain way, they're not. But again, like I was just saying with that analogy, that may be a good or bad one. I don't know. But like, let someone else take the wheel for a change and have them lead this relationship, and you just, you know, you go along with it. If you're single, have someone else take that lead for a change. Once again, you know, go with the flow of things instead of constantly needing to have things in control, because in your mind you've had this whole world made up in your mind, this whole scenario made up in your mind, and if it doesn't go exactly what's in your mind, and then it's all mucked up. It's wrong. It's this, it's that. It's, you know, I think that's where your problem lies, Taurus. You know? Be like I was saying, the Fool. Now, the Fool showed up upright. The only card, well, not the only, the Nine of Swords showed up upright, but you don't really want that energy, or at least I don't think you want that energy. But this is something I feel as though you will want. You know, again, being very much free-spirited. You know, being open, you know, spontaneity. You know, that's a card. I mean, that's a word that is very much associated with this card as well. But I don't think I've used it much to describe the free spirit, to describe the Fool. But the Fool is spontaneous. Now, Fool, again, is, okay, what are we doing today? Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's. And the Fool allows themselves to be swept away. It's not so much so to the point where it's going to be dumb about it and just be gullible. You know, you can still use your intelligence, use your common sense. Don't just get with anybody that's going to say, Taurus, I'm going to give you the world, and, you know, they don't necessarily speak to you, you know what I'm saying? Or they don't necessarily have your best interests at heart, your safety your safety as a concern of theirs, you know? But if you do feel safe with this person, if you do feel safe with yourself, allow yourself to be swept away. Allow this person to once again take the lead. You know? Next, you have the Page of Wands in reverse. Pessimism is, I feel as though, the strongest one of the meanings of this card, and the strongest one that deals with what's going on in this reading here for you, Taurus. You know, there's also the being lost. This is the card of someone who is lost, like lacking direction and things of that nature. But again, I just feel from what I'm seeing here with all of your cards, aside from the Fool, is what the energy that you need to be in. But from all your cards, there's just a big sense of pessimism, loss. We saw that Nine of Swords again, someone who is hopeless. Yeah, like there's just this big pessimistic side of you that is coming out once again. And I'm going to keep reiterating it because you have made up in your mind what your relationship, what the perfect relationship, what love is supposed to look like, what the perfect relationship is, what probably even the perfect partner. But again, I must tell you that life doesn't go the way that you want it to go. It doesn't mean that things never go your way. It doesn't mean that things never go the way that you intend for them to go. But do you think that is life all the time? If you've been living on Earth for even 10 years, now I know a 10-year-old is probably not going to be this, you know, I don't want to diss all 10-year-olds, and 10-year-olds shouldn't be watching these videos. These are made for adults 18 and older, if you ask me, right? But if you've been living, even if for 10 years old, you would have some understanding that life isn't always going to go the way that you want it to go. So you being older than 10 years old, I'm expecting you to know that. I'm expecting you to know that. This is not something you have to ponder on every day. This is not something you have to constantly remind yourself on every day or whatever the case, or even every year of your life. But you should at least know this as someone who is older than 10 years old. Anyways, your last card is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is someone who, well, this is a lot of things, honestly. This is someone with selfish motivations. So someone who could be very much exploitive. But this is also the card of power dynamics. Now, I said the other two definitions or meanings of this card because, I mean, that's what the card mean. But I honestly don't think it's a situation here where you're being exploited, right? It could be. It could be that there's a Taurus out there who's being exploited in their relationship, and you're suffering. Part of your suffering right now is you allow that individual to have too much control, and you need to get out. But I think when I say power dynamics here, I am speaking to the Taurus that I feel as though I've been speaking to, or the type of individual who might be a Taurus, who I've been speaking to throughout this entire video. Someone who, when I say power dynamics, I'm saying you're the one who feels the need to be in control. Now, I'm not saying that letting someone else lead is, there's a big difference between leading and controlling. Big difference. I know there's, a lot of y'all probably don't know the difference. I'm going to tell you the difference right now, okay? Leaders don't force people's hand. Leaders simply just show a way. It's that simple. If it becomes a situation where someone's hand is forced to do something, and then it's no longer leading, it's controlling. If, once again, you have this perfect relationship made up in your mind, what it looks like, what the person looks like, what do y'all do, this, that, and the third, yada, 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 right? You're trying to control everything. You're trying to play God, essentially. And things don't go that way, right? And let's just say you want a partner who all they do is focus on you 24/7. But your partner is just like every other human being out there with a life, with their own responsibilities, with their own things, right? And now you're trying to force them to be more focused on you than you are accepting the fact that they're just like you, a human being with your own responsibilities, your own things that you like to do and gotta tend to. Yeah, that becomes a situation to where it's no longer a leading situation. It's a controlling situation. Again, you're trying to control every single aspect of what you made up in your head. That's where your problem lies, Taurus. And you just need to allow things to just go the way that they go. Like, your love life would be so much simpler from what I'm seeing here. Your love life would be so much simpler and just easier if, honestly, you just got out of your head more and stopped with the whole controlling thing. It's okay to be in a space of where you're like, I want this, and have desires and all this stuff. But if it doesn't always go that way, it's not the end of the world here. Calm down. You out here losing sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't go from A to freaking Z in the exact way that you wanted it to. The cadence when somebody was singing A, B, C, D wasn't exactly how you sung it when you was in kindergarten or whatever the case was. So now it's not perfect. Like, calm down, all right? I just chose the Oracle card for you, but before I read the Oracle card, I would like to remind you to please hit that like if you haven't liked already. Comment, share, and hit that subscribe as well. Much appreciated. Your card today is Charge Ahead. Interesting. Embrace courage and determination, forging your path with confidence and readiness to overcome obstacles. Your biggest obstacle right now is you, your mental obstacles. This obstacle of needing to control every damn thing of your life. Now, again, be like the fool. Still take action, but allow yourself to not necessarily be in control of every single outcome. So I'm not telling you to sit back and just on some like Empress type stuff or more like an Empress. I don't see the Empress here. Just for ish and giggles, what is at the bottom of the deck? Speaking up. Three of Swords. Suffering, fatalism, you know what I'm saying, heartbreak. And this is you if you don't just let go and allow your love life to waving that card. But if you just let go and allow your love life to just let things flow. But you're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, leaders just tell you and show you the way. I can't control you. I don't want to control you. You're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. I'm just here to tell you what the cards mean. And that's that. If you got anything of value from this video here, please hit that like, comment, share, subscribe. If you would like a personal read, once again, shoot me an email. And yeah, I would like to thank you for trusting me for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, subscribe once again. And until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Take care.